Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Morning Gardener Show. And I'm here this evening to let you know that even though it's been cold in Maryland for a few weeks, it's starting to warm up. This today was a very good feeling day. It warmed up. I loved it. Felt good. But I looked up into my overgrown, supposedly dwarf fruit trees, and some of them, the dwarfs, are almost as tall as my house. And I gotta say, it's going to be a lot of work getting them trimmed down and getting them the right size. However, I'm going to do it. It's loaded with this year. I'm loaded with. I always get peaches usually, but I'm loaded with peaches this year. The trees are absolutely, completely full of peaches. I've been thinning and thinning and thinning, and they're still getting bigger. And I keep looking up, and I'm seeing more peaches in areas of the tree that I missed weeks ago or days ago, and I'm just trying to get all of them trimmed so that I can grow quality peaches as opposed to growing little tiny walnut-sized peaches because the peach tree has over, you know, produced, and it's a normal thing for a fruit tree to overproduce. But needless to say, it's full. The apple trees, I have a few apple trees that are full of apples. So that being said, I found a technique that I want to do some more research on, and it goes, it deals with stressing the trees to produce more fruit or to produce blossoms, and that is having a tree go through a period where it feels like it could die, and it must produce fruit. It must produce its own seed again, and uh, it's done with inserting uh, a nail in the trunk of the tree. Now, that being said, I didn't say I was going to do it. I'm going to research it because I think that it's something that worth looking into. Because I'll give you a good example. I have two apple trees that that have been in my yard for years, and we're talking at least 6, 7 years. I'm thinking 6, 7 years probably, and they are big trees. No, not big, but they're good sized trees. I'll put it that way. They've never tried to produce very much. They've only um, this year they produced one blossom. I think it was one, maybe two blossoms on the tree. And I said, wait a minute, why can't I try this technique on that tree? Or go over and look at the I got a cherry tree that also is producing extremely slow. I fed them all this year. The trees are, I mean, they're really, really growing. And I'm saying that twice because it's amazing what you can do with your fruit trees when you feed them. Um, and grass clippings, uh, wood prunings around the base of the tree, and because I got tired of trying to throw away uh, the cuttings in other areas, I said no, put them underneath the tree where the tree root line is, and let them slowly rot down and feed the tree. When you cut your grass, start bagging it up, using it around the base of the tree, the root zone, and also that will help your tree to produce better because you're feeding it. And all the food, a lot of times, is right there in your yard, depending on, I guess, the size of your yard. But I have lots of grass, and I have plenty of trees where I do cuttings from, and I could, use that as a fertilizer for my trees. So that being said, some of the trees uh, that produce this year are my apple trees. I think the ones that are called what do they call that tree? Oh, my Granny Smith. Oh, I love that tree. See, I see you smile when I say Granny Smith apple trees. I tend to smile because it's an incredible tree. Now, that being said, putting nails in my tree is a little bit stressful for me to even think about it, but I'm going to research it. I don't want to do something that I think could harm my tree, even though it could, but I want to make sure what I'm dealing with before I even attempt to do that. And that is how you take care of your trees, is to research and research and research before you do anything that could harm your trees. And that, oh, hello, Food Farmers Permaculture. Been wondering what's going on with you. I, I looked, I said, wait a minute, where's Food Farmers Permaculture been? Good evening. Good evening to you as well, sir. Good evening. And I know you still putting out those winning videos because I know people right now, this time of year, especially this time of year. Hello, my friend. Yeah, this time of year, I am looking around and see who's putting out videos that can help others to grow food. And I got to tell you something that happened this year. I did winter sowing, and somewhere I made a mistake. I think I either had them underneath a tree where they didn't get too much water and they passed away, the seeds. I think that was part of my downfall. But I meant to set them out far enough, but I guess I didn't get enough water. But winter sowing, so I had to redo the seeds again, had to replant them, and now they're doing harvesting garlic this week. Beautiful, beautiful garlic is incredible stuff. Now I'm gonna tell you what I bought. I bought some garlic seeds that for they call it garlic sprouts, and I'm going to start using those because I could cut them off and they'll just keep coming back, coming back, coming back. I want to try that. I bought 3 packs of 100 on each pack. Yeah, because I love garlic. I love garlic. Oh yes, that's what I did. I replanted my seeds. Garlic seeds take 2 seasons. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I got you. I got you. Thank you for that information. Yeah, yeah. I just put I bought the seeds. Um, because yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Wow, that's some information. Now that's something else. Yeah, because I tried putting garlic in different times, and I buy them from these big box stores, and sometimes they just die. And I said, wait a minute, could there be something they're adding to the garlic that makes the seed not? I mean, make the garlic not grow? Start planting cloves now till September from store bought garlic. Thank you. You know what's something? I'm going to take you up on that because what I'll do is I know it is it's either Chinese or it's some type of Asian store, and they sell all that stuff, garlic and everything, and they sell ginger. And I think I'll go there and look around for what I'm going to get because I'm going to get a better bargain, and it's going to be a better deal. Thank you for that. Yes, garlic. I love that. You put it in your food, and you just feel better when you eat it. You just feel better. On my third crop of radishes. Radishes. Okay. I would have grown radishes someday, but it's an acquired taste, I think, and it's great for salads and things like that. Yeah, at radish. I used to eat them when I was a kid. Dad would bring them home. He's an old farm hand, so he would bring them home. and we would eat them because they were nice looking like cherries, and we would eat them. I see on my third crop now, 15 types of potatoes and some type like fingerlings. Okay, okay. I know you doing good, Food Farms Permaculture. I know you doing good because um, this is your this you're telling me, yeah. Okay, yeah. I think that I'm going to keep. I got a lot of stuff that I got to put in the ground, and this time I'm growing marigolds with them, and also sunflower seeds. Oh yeah, and I'm doing kale as well. Cabbage. I want to do cabbage. I still have time to do cabbage. We have had a lot of cool weather here in Maryland, and it really shocked a lot of people because they expected to be warmed up by now. We're in May. Well, we just passed out of May, and it's still cool. Let's see. Good to see you again, as it has been a while. Yes, it has been a while. Yes, it has. It has. And I had to go back to my method of growing my seedlings, which is underneath a light and underneath a heat mat. So that method still works. I try to get away from it and save money by going to um, um, winter sowing. And I had a bit of a setback this year. Brought them in, set them near a window with a heat mat. Didn't do too well. They got long and lanky. And now I am doing them the old way I've been doing it, which is I got this plant box I built. It's 4.5 feet long, has a shop light, and it has heat mats. And I used to have actually a thermostat on it to control the temperature, but not anymore. Oh, okay, okay. You did well with. It looked like you got lemon there. Lemons. Okay. Let's see. Heat mats are. Oh, okay, they're awesome. Okay, got you, got you, got you. And I'm got to tell you something. Food Falls Permaculture. I've had these heat mats forever. Forever, I've had these heat mats, and they still, do the job. Oh, okay. You get salmon in where you are. Okay, I love heat mats. Yeah. Okay, you like heat mats. I didn't know that. Okay, that's good because heat mats it get the job done. Now, and here's where I think I'm doing it correctly at is that I use my heat mats until the seeds come and break through the surface. And once they break through the surface, I remove the heat mats and I put the lights down as close as I can get them to the plants and let them grow. And I move the lights up slowly. Oh, okay. I put heat mats under hot weather crops. Okay, like tomatoes and that sort of thing. Now I'm gonna tell you something that I've found out this year. Um, I am getting one crop that comes up before all of the other seeds come up, and that is burgundy okra and also spineless okra. They come up first. Each time I tried to grow them, they came up first. I put heat mats under my newborn chicks. Okay, under your newborn chicks. Wow. Oh man, I couldn't grow chickens. I can't grow them because I know when it come time to want to eat them, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'll be like, oh my goodness, they'll become like pets. It's great to see food grown every year, but uh, by themselves, yeah, yeah. I want to say something about. I lost. I lost. I think I lost about. Uh, how many trees did I lose this year? One, two, three. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a second. Let me see how many trees. I'm only counting. Wait a minute. How many trees did I lose this year? I lost one, two. Is it one, two, three, four? I think I lost four or five. And what killed them was when I got out of the hospital, they had sat there over the winter, and then when I got out, I thought I'd be back in shape to do what I needed to do, and I wasn't. I was not in shape, and and what happened was the vines that grow in my yard now. These vines were not in my yard in the beginning, but now they're here on my property, and I don't know if they came in with uh, the wood chips that were being dumped here. I don't know. Um, but they're all over the fences. They grow all through the trees and everything. I mean, these vines are vicious. And I have some that's growing up my house wall, and I got to go out there tomorrow to do some cutting down of these because they're growing up there and they're holding on to the siding and everything. So that being said, the vines came from somewhere, and they grew all up over the trees and they blocked them from the sun and they killed those trees. Time I got out into the yard where I was able to walk to get out in the yard. Now I found out something that it was harder for me to walk on the grass than it was a solid surface because my ankles in the accident was all they just weren't right. So that being said, the the I will get up there in those areas, and I bought an electric chainsaw, and I tried to clear the vines from the trees, but some of the trees were already dead. When I removed vines and cut, and they was all through the trees. I mean, all through them, and it was nothing I could do. I removed as much as I could, and right now, if I go out there now, I guarantee you they're already in the process of growing back through those trees. So that being said, I'm just doing the best I can. But I lost some trees. All my plum trees died. All the plum trees, Santa Rose, the Stanleys, the two Stanleys, they're gone. Um, Completely blocked from the sun, and it killed the trees. So the only ones that survived were trees that were tall enough that they couldn't be blocked that easy by the vines. My trees are loaded with fruit. Oh, okay, they're loaded with fruit. That's good. That's a good deal. Yeah, that's a good deal. I cut trees down after 10 years if no fruit or very little. I use them for my smoker. Oh, man, okay, you cut down some trees. Okay, let's see now. I cut down trees after 10 years if no fruit or vines, very little. And you use them for your smoker. Now, that's something that I'm curious about because how come you can put some trees in, especially if they're the correct trees, and you put them in and they will not produce fruit? Because I have some apple trees that have never produced apples, and they've been in the ground for years, and they were purchased from a store as what they call them, dwarfs. And then I got some dwarf trees that is tall as my house, and I'm saying, wait a minute, these were packaged to only get but so tall and so wide, but they're wide and they're tall and they're growing beautifully now. They are peaches. Um, yeah, yeah, they're peaches, and some of them are cherry trees. Now I'm familiar that cherry trees will get pretty big, but they're supposed to be dwarfs. And so what I'm understanding is that their environment also plays a very important role as to how big your trees will get. Because they're supposed to be dwarfs. And I looked at the packaging, and it showed that these dwarfs will get so tall and they get so wide, and these trees have outgrown that. They've outgrown that. Incredible. I have to cut. I have to cut back the grapes and kiwi. Now they are taking over. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I didn't know you. Okay, what I don't know what kind of kiwis you got. Or did you need a male or female kiwi plant, or is it one that can produce on its own? I had to cut down a lot of trees over the years that just did not. Also, see, this is what I'm understanding. Now, you had to cut down some trees. You had to because you said, wait a minute, this tree's got to go for whatever reason it had to go. And most people think that when they buy a fruit tree, that's a guaranteed mean you're going to get fruit from that tree, that it will produce as long as you have uh, um, a mate for that tree that will cross pollinate in a sense. That you're going to get fruit, and that's not always the case. I bought two trees from a store that's no longer around. They were called Summer Stone Nursery, and they were one of the worst online stores to buy any kind of fruit plant from. And they sold these trees for like $9.95. I remember, and I bought lots of trees from them. And a lot of times they were the wrong trees. Um, they were they were just the wrong trees. Sometimes I mean, or they would sell you trees that had no roots on them, and they would die. Or sometimes they would send you a tree that only had one little thin root on it, might have been an inch long or 2 inches long, and they were called Stock Brothers. No, no, not Stock Brothers. Excuse me, not Stock Brothers. Summerstone Nursery. Horrible place. When you cut down a tree, you can graft to one of the ones that you cut down. Okay, okay, I got you. Yes, you can graft. You definitely can graft. But I just wanted to put them in a sunny location. My soil is somewhat clay. That's never stopped my trees from growing. And I'm understanding that sometimes you can plant trees too close together. Um, that can stress a tree. And when I go by Stock Brothers and I buy their trees, they tend to do well. They come into your door. They're green. They're healthy. But I like buying the uh, the trees that aren't potted up. I like buying the ones that are that only have just the, I can't think of the word for it right now, but they're wrapped in newspaper, and they are just roots. And I like buying them because I think I save money on them. But even those type trees have went up in cost. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Sand, seaweed, manures. But I gotta tell you, I put a pear tree that I bought from one of the only trees I got from that store that I mentioned that didn't grow well, or they sell you the wrong trees, or they send them to you dead. Was called a Summerstone Nursery. I bought this tree from them, and I said, "Look, this is supposed to be a Bartlett," and I said it only has one root on it, and the root was about an inch long, little thin root, about as thin as what they call that stuff. When you oh God, you clean your teeth with it. It's a you remove plaque with it. Uh, I can't think tonight. Oh my goodness. But the trees were, in fact, uh, not healthy when you bought them. And I put it in the ground, and I waited and I waited, and it still took off, and it grew, and it was big and massive. It was a healthy uh, uh, pear tree. After about the second or third year, it just started producing lots and lots of pears. And I believe that it was um, uh, what they call a Bartlett. But I didn't understand how was it producing when I had no other pear tree, and also I didn't know of any of my neighbors that had pear trees, but it produced, so it did well. Yep. Well, I enjoy watching the trees grow, but I want to research, as I said earlier, inserting a nail in the trunk of the tree to stress it so that it will produce flowers. If a tree believes that it's going to die or it's being pushed out of existence, it does what it has to do to survive. And that being said, um, uh, if you can get flowers on it, and you have other compatible trees that flower, it should be crossed. As long as you have a another tree that it can cross with, that's within the zone or close enough together to that tree to so it can cross. And you have different type insects that can help your tree to cross, like your regular honeybees, and then you got your bumblebees. The bumblebees tend to here in Maryland tend to be more active um, in what we call the early morning. And then as it starts to warm up, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and on, you tend to see more of your honeybees out pollinating uh, in the area. And then, of course, if you don't have enough faith that you've seen enough or you've seen any bees that year, you can also get a Q-tip or and go and pollinate your trees like they do in certain countries like Japan. You can cross pollinate your own trees to make certain that they were pollinated. All right. Well, look, good people. I'm gonna go now, but it's 12:19. Huh? Interesting. So I'm just gonna go and get myself together for tomorrow. I am off tomorrow, but I still got to work some things around the house. But look, I'm glad you took the time out to come see my video. I don't get a lot of visitors, but the ones I get, I appreciate. So thank you very much and have a great, great day.